everybody. How are you? So if you don't know me, my name is Nicole, and I'm here in Spokane, Washington at the Spokane College of English Language, and I'm going to teach you some vocabulary today. Yay, vocabulary! We've done a lot of grammar recently, and it's nice to change it up a little bit. All right, so just a reminder, if you want to be a premium subscriber, you can sign up to get extra stuff from each lesson. If you become a premium subscriber, you can get feedback on your homework. You can get homework. You can get quizzes. You can get a certificate at the end. And most importantly, you get access to the Smrt website, where you can see lots of lessons and practice and all kinds of really cool stuff. So if you're interested in becoming a premium subscriber, then all you have to do is go to the Smrt website, which I have right here at www.smartenglish.com/live/live. All right. So again, if you are a premium subscriber, you can follow along on the Smrt website. So you can go to Me, Open, and we're doing Unit 2, Everyday Life. So all the vocabulary this week comes from Unit 2, Everyday Life. All right, so let's get started because we have lots and lots of vocabulary words from this unit, and so far we have only studied 15 words. We have many more. So here we go. All right, our first word for today is fact. So our example sentence says, "It is a fact that we need water to live." Fact is a noun, and it means something that is true, 100% true, absolutely true. Information that is true. So for example, some other facts, maybe Paris is the capital of France. This is a fact. Nicole is a teacher. This is a fact. This is information that is true. So let's do 4 more words, and then we'll stop and we'll talk about it together. All right, so our next word here is famous. Our example sentence says, "The movie is famous all around the world." Famous we use to describe something that everybody knows, or almost everybody. For example, almost everybody knows Michael Jackson. I think you know Michael Jackson, right? Because Michael Jackson is famous. You don't just have to use for people. We can have famous movies, like Titanic is a famous movie. Or it can be for a place, like the Taj Mahal is a famous place in the world. Or famous things, like the Mona Lisa is a famous painting. So famous is an adjective we use to talk about something or someone or somewhere that everybody knows. All right, let's do 3 more. Here we go. Okay. Favorite. Favorite is another adjective, And it has two different spellings. In Canada or England, we have the British spelling, which has the U, F-A-V-O-U-R-I-T-E. But in the United States, where I am, we don't put the U. We spell it like this, F-A-V-O-R-I-T-E. So this is the American spelling. So our example sentence says, pizza is my favorite food. So pizza is my favorite food. Favorite is an adjective that we use for our best or number one thing. For example, my favorite color is green. So this means my number one color, my best color. The color I like the most. All right, we have two more words and then we'll stop and we'll talk in the chat. Fix. Fix is a verb. Our example sentence says, do you know how to fix computers? So fix is similar to repair. If you don't know repair, that's okay. So probably you know the word broken. For example, if your phone doesn't work, it's broken. Fix means change from broken to not broken. It's to make something better because it's not working. We often use this word to talk about machines, like computers or phones, things like that. All right. And our next word for today is get. And actually, we're going to look at a few different ways we can use get in English. Get is a little word with many meanings in English. So let's look at a few of those meanings. One meaning for get is arrive. And our example sentence says, do you know how to get to the train station? So here you can think of get as like sort of like go or arrive or come. Like I get to school by car. Or I get to school at 6:45. So this means I arrive at school at 6:45. Or I arrive at school by bus. Okay? But that's not the only meaning of the word get. Another meaning for the word get is buy. So for example, our sentence says, where did you get that coffee? So here we mean, did you buy it at Starbucks? Did you buy it from the shop downstairs? Where did you buy that coffee? More generally, get means receive or obtain, if you know those words. So get can be like receive, obtain, buy. So maybe put into your possession. All right, so those are two different meanings of the word get. We also use the word get in some verb phrases. And I'll give you one example of a verb phrase where we can use get. We can say get dressed. So for example, it says here, We have to leave in 10 minutes. You should get dressed. So get dressed is a verb phrase that means to put on clothes. We have other verb phrases with get, but this is just one example. Get dressed. Whew. Okay, let's look back at the words that we just talked about, and then I'm going to look for any questions in the chat, and I'll write some examples that you put in the chat. So we have get dressed, get meaning buy or obtain or receive, and get meaning arrive. So the word get, fix, favorite, famous, and fact. These are our first 5 vocabulary words. So let's go to our notes. And I'm going to put these words here, over here, so that way we can start writing some example sentences together. Let me make this a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, let me take a look at our chat and see if we have any questions so far. Oh, so Benjamin asks, is troubleshooting a kind of fix? Yes. So troubleshooting is a way to fix something. So if you know this word troubleshooting, it's when you look at something step by step to try to figure out what the problem is. For example, if you're having a problem on your computer and you go to a troubleshooting website, the website will say, try this. You try that. And then if it doesn't work, try this. Okay, I'll try this one. So troubleshooting is a way to fix something, Benjamin. Good question. Let's see, I have a few example sentences for fix also. We have, I need to fix my car. The technician is going to fix my laptop. Nicole fixes my grammar knowledge. I like that one. Although I might not fix your knowledge, because knowledge is a good thing. We usually fix problems. So I'm going to change the word knowledge to problems. Good. All right, let's see what else. I'm going to... Oh, I was reading one and then I just lost it. Where did it go? I thought I saw one for fact. Oh, Adam wrote one for fact. Okay, here we go. So here we go. It says present fact might be false if it is scientific research. And this is true. Like present fact, and I might make this plural because we're speaking generally, present facts might be or might become false if, and I might say if there is scientific research. And that's absolutely true. So even if it's 100% true and accepted right now, science might show that it's wrong in the future. Good. Okay. And let me see if there's any more good examples here. Oh, get dressed. Oh, where did that one go? I'll add it here. Get dressed. We had, I get dressed to bring, to go to the university. And I might just say to go to university. I get dressed to go to the university, or just to university is okay too. All right, and I have a question from Swati. So Swati asked, what is the meaning of get off or get on? So that's a good question. We usually use get off or get on to talk about entering, or actually get off is exiting and entering transportation. So for example, I get off the bus or train or airplane, something like that. We can also say I get on the bus, train, airplane, blah, 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 means I enter. I get inside. I go inside. You should know, though, that it's different for the word car or taxi. We won't say get on, we'll say get in. I get in the car or taxi. So we usually say get on for larger transportation, things like bus, train, or airplane. But for cars, we'll say get in. So that's a good question, Swati. All right. Let's see. I get new trousers, and that means buy. Very good. It's a good example. Yesterday I got a new handbag. Very nice. Awesome. Good, good, good. Oh, Rosa put one for arrive. Very good. We said, I don't know how to get to the Great Wall in China. Good, good example. So I don't know how to arrive there. I don't know how to go there. Very nice. I always get dressed before Nicole's class starts. I like that one too. I always get dressed before Nicole's class starts. Good, good. Oh, we have a few for famous and favorite now. Let me put those in. I'll say, well, thank you. Nicole is famous in teaching grammar. Oh, thank you. Good. I'm just going to change the word in to for. And just because usually this adjective and this preposition go together. You can be famous for singing or dancing or teaching, and we often say famous for. Very nice. Let's see. Or for favorite, Nicole is my favorite teacher. You guys are so nice. Very good. All right. Oh, so Abdelaziz asks, what's the difference between get and to get? Oh, good question. So I'm going to write that here. What is the difference between get and to get? So these are the same word. It's the same word. Get is what we call the bare infinitive. And to get is what we call a to infinitive. They're just two different forms of the same word. So they have the same meaning, but we use them with different grammar. I'll give you an example. So, for example, we use bare infinitives after modal verbs. A modal verb is like can, should, may, might, will. These are modal verbs. So our example sentence, I can say, I can get more coffee after class. This means I can buy more coffee after class. And I just use get. I can say to get if I have two full verbs together, and the first verb is a word like need or want or hope. For example, I want to get more coffee after class. Again, get and to get have the same meaning. We just use them with different grammar. I hope that helps. All right, good, that's a good question. And let's see if we have any last examples. So Swati asked about a certain phrase, but it's not very appropriate. So I'm gonna write it in the chat. I'm not gonna say it, okay? So after class, I'll answer that last question, okay? So remind me. I'll put it in the chat, but I'm not going to speak it because the answer is a little inappropriate. Sometimes the things that we hear or see in movies are a little bit inappropriate. Okay, but I will answer later. Okay, another one for famous. So he had become a famous singer. Good. Oh, so Renata asked, can I say I take the bus is the same as I get on the bus? They're very similar, but they're not the same. So let me write these two sentences here. I take the bus, or I get on the bus. I take the bus is more similar to I ride the bus. But I get on the bus is more like I enter the bus. So take the bus is talking about all of your trip. So I take the bus. I get on the bus is just enter the bus. That's it. Not ride, just enter. Does that make sense? So they're a little bit different. All right, let's see, very, very good. Oh, let's see, Mike Hammer asked, can we say, have you got a car? So, yes, but this is more British English or Canadian English. In the United States, we don't use have got so much for possessions, a little bit less. We would probably say, do you have a car in the United States? But you can say this. It is possible to say that. But in the United States, we don't use that very much. We say, do you have a car? Good. What's the difference between in fact and indeed? Ooh. Okay, let me write that here. In fact, oh, that's a little bit small. Let me make that a little larger. So, in fact and indeed. So what is the difference between these two words? Let me explain first that fact and in fact are a little bit different. Fact, we just learned, fact is something that is true, like 100% true. In fact means actually. So I'll give you an example sentence for each one of these first. So fact, maybe we can say, let's see, what's a good example for fact? Maybe it is a fact that, I don't know, I'll put this one from before. Paris is the capital of France. fact is more like actually. I might say, in fact, it is also the largest city. I actually don't know 100% if that's true or not, but I can imagine that Paris is the largest city in France. So in fact is actually. Indeed is a little bit different. We use it as an adverbial, just like in fact, like a little phrase that we can put before a sentence, like this. Indeed, it is the capital. Indeed doesn't mean actually. Indeed is a word that we use when we agree with something and we add more information or we add more support. Does that make sense? So it's a phrase we use when we agree with something and we add more information or we add more support for an idea. Whew, that's a big question. Good job. Okay, let's see if we have any more. So Saleh asked, I'm facing a problem when I want to write long sentences in my article. Whew, that's a big question. And hopefully we can study writing maybe in the next couple of lessons. Also, if you watch Sean's lessons, Sean loves to teach writing and he teaches writing all the time. And that would be a great question to ask Sean as well. We probably won't get to any writing topics today. But good, very good. Melina asks, how many meetings does GET have? Oh boy, a lot. I don't know exactly how many, but we can also use GET for as an auxiliary verb for a special grammar called the GET passive. We use GET for a grammar point called causative structure. And then get can also mean, of course, arrive or obtain or buy. And then get is used in a lot of different phrases and phrasal verbs like get up, get down, get off, get on, get to. There's so many. I would probably say at least 30, probably more. Just for the word get. There are so many meanings for the word get. So good question. All right, and one last example, I get my appliances from Germany. So I'm going to add that one here, and then we can learn a few more words. Let's see, here we go. I get my appliances from Germany. Oh, good. Very good. Let's try 5 more words. It's always fun to have these discussions after each set of words. So just to review, we learned fact, famous, favorite, fix, and get. Different meanings of the word get. Get means arrive, buy, and it's used in phrases like get dressed. Our next word is grass. So grass is a noun. And our example sentence says, I don't like playing soccer at the beach. I prefer playing on grass. So in this picture, do you see the green color? This is grass. So grass is the plant that covers a field or a lawn. So it's like the green color, very short plant that covers lots and lots of area. Good. Okay, habit. This is an important word because we use present simple grammar to talk about habits. A habit is something you usually do. And it doesn't have to be bad. It can be good or bad. Our example sentence says, smoking is a bad habit. We could say that studying is a good habit. So habits can be good or bad. It's just something that we usually do. Our next word is inside. So inside is the opposite of outside. So inside means in a building, like for example, in a house, in a school, in an apartment. Our example sentence says, it's cold. Let's go inside. So inside again is the opposite of outside. Okay, our next one is join. So our example sentence says, do you want to join me for lunch today? Join is a verb, and join means enter a group. So a group of people. For example, if you join some friends, you enter the group and you go sit together, or you play together, or you work together. If you join a gym, this means you enter into the group. You become a member of the gym. If you join a bank, you enter into the bank group, you become a member of the bank. So join is like to enter a group. And that group can be a group of people, or it can also be a business, like a bank or a gym. I think one more will make 5, is that right? So our last word before we stop and talk is late. So late is an adjective. So many students try to use this word as a verb. For example, they'll say, teacher, I late today. It's like, no. Late is not a verb. Late is an adjective. So we have to say, I am late. Or I will be late. Or late students make the teacher sad. And our example sentence on the website here says, why are you always late? Wake up early tomorrow. Oh, he looks so angry. So late again is an adjective, and it's an adjective that is the opposite of on time. So if you are on time, it means class starts at 9, you are there at 9. If you're late, maybe class starts at 9 and you come to class at 9:07. That's late. All right, so let's look back at the words. We have late, join, inside, habit, and grass. So let's go back to our notes and we can make some example sentences and answer questions about all of these words. All right, here we go. So I'm going to copy these words here and put them right here. I'll make them a little bit larger. All right, and let's take a look at questions and example sentences. Let's see. So, I love to sit on dry grass. Very good. That's our first example sentence, or I walk on grass in the morning. Good, very good. For habit, we have I don't like to talk about my bad habits, which I have a few. And we actually need to say of, so we can say which I have a few of, or we can put this of before the relative pronoun and say of which I have a few. Very good. Let's see. In winter, I love to stay inside the house. Good, that's a good one for inside. Let me write that here. In winter, I love to stay inside the house. Good. Mike Hammer asked, can we say indoor for inside? That's a good question. So indoor versus inside. So inside, we usually use like a noun, but indoor is usually an adjective. So let me write a couple examples. So we can say, I play soccer. Oh, maybe not soccer. We don't play soccer inside, huh? How about I play ping pong? Ping pong is table tennis. So I play ping pong inside. Inside here means in the house. Okay? But we can say I play indoor sports like ping pong. So here indoor is an adjective before the word sports. So it's describing what kind of sports. We have indoor sports and outdoor sports. So indoor is usually an adjective. There is an exception. If you add the letter S, then it is the same meaning as inside. So for example, I play ping pong indoors with an S. If you add an S, it takes a noun form, and really it's the same meaning as inside. So that's a good question. If you add the S, your answer is yes. All right, so we have a few more questions. So Renata asked if she can say, if I say join with me in this sentence. So yes, we can say join with me or join me. So please join with me in this song, for example. Means like let's sing together. We could also just say please join me in this song. Or even just please join this song. Or please join me. So it is possible to say join with me, or just join. Join with me is not so common. These ones are more common, but all of them are possible. You can say all of those. All right, so a couple more. Soon I'll join a new organization. Soon I'll join a new organization. I have joined a new famous band. Good, we used the word famous from before. Very good. Oh, and then we have a question from Salula L. It says, what does it mean pre-intermediate? This class, I'll write this down here. This class is English 115, pre-intermediate. Pre-intermediate's a really big word. Pre-intermediate means not beginner, but also not middle. So if we have beginner, middle, maybe high or advanced, it's between beginner and middle. So a little bit after beginner. Does that make sense? So we use words, or we learn words like habit or join or late. So words that are just a little difficult, but not so difficult. Okay, I hope that helps answer that question. All right, let's see. Oh, so we have late night working at is very terrible. Oh, good. So late night working is very terrible. I like that. So good job, Adam. That's a nice example. And the reason I put a hyphen right here is because both late and night are functioning as adjectives to describe the word working. If we just said late working, that's also okay too. Late working is very terrible. I mow the grass today morning. I mow the grass today morning. With the word today, we can't put today before a word like morning, afternoon, or evening. Instead, we're going to use the word this. I mow the grass this morning. So this morning is the same meaning as today morning. It's just we don't usually say today morning. Today we usually use as a noun or an adverb, but not an adjective. All right, so let's do a few more example sentences. I go to bed late tonight. Very good. And I missed a few minutes. Am I late for Nicole's class? Okay, good. I missed a few minutes. Am I late for Nicole's class? So good, another good example. And you're never late for my class. Anytime that you come and join is okay for me, even if it's only the last 5 minutes. Okay, so a few questions. All right, what's the difference between a few and few? That's a great question. Okay. A few and few are both quantifiers or determiners, which means they talk about how much or how many. Words like a lot of, many, much are similar kinds of words. A few means like 3, 4, 5. It's a small number. Like 3, 4, or 5 is a few. For example, I need a few minutes to write the answer. This means I need 3 minutes, I need 4 minutes, I need 5 minutes to write the answer. Few means not many or not enough. So for example, if I say, Nicole is sad when few people come to the live lesson. Nicole is sad when few people, like not many people, or not enough people. So without the A, few means not many or not enough. It has a negative meaning. So good, very good question. Okay, let's see if we have any other questions, and then we'll see if we can do a few more words. Let's see. A few is less than a few. That is a good way to think about it. Sometimes it's actually more, like number-wise, but it's definitely always a negative meaning. All right, do you have a few sweets is a good example. Usually I do my homework late is another example for late. Very nice. Can you write 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 5 to 6 in English? Like as the word a few. So yes to Samuth, he asked, like I need like 3 to 4 minutes. I need a few minutes. Yes, you could write like this if you want to be a little more specific about exactly how much time that you need. Yes, absolutely, you can write that. Very good. Okay, let's see if we can squeeze in just a couple more words for today. Maybe we'll just do 2 or 3. We just talked about grass, habit, inside, join, and late. So our next word is leave. Leave is the opposite of arrive. It's similar to go or go away or exit. Our example sentence says, please don't leave, we are not finished. Our next sentence or our next word is library. Library is a noun, it's a place. And our example sentence says, you can use the computers at the library for free. So library is the place that has many books that you can read for no money. You can just borrow for no money. Usually they have computers too that you can use for no money. And let's do just one more. Oh, a very easy one. Morning. So morning is the time of day when the sun rises. Our example sentence says, I'm hungry because I didn't eat breakfast this morning. So here in Spokane, Washington, it is morning. So right now it is almost 8:30 in the morning. All right, so we have the words morning, library, and leave. So let's go to our notes and some questions and examples in the chat. All right. So we have these words here, leave, library, and morning. Make these a little bit larger again. Okay, here we go. So, any example sentences? We have one from Vivek with library. Let's see. Books love to take breath in library. That's interesting. That's an interesting way to think about libraries. Books love to take breath in library. I think maybe that's an idiom that doesn't translate perfectly into English, but maybe we could say something like this. Like we could say maybe, books maybe come to life in the library. So I think maybe that might be a better translation of that idea, because it doesn't work perfectly in English. Good. Let's see. Like, I always touch Mama's feet in the morning is a good sentence. Nicole wakes up early in the morning for Smrt classes. That's a good sentence too. Let's see. Renata asked about another student sentence. She asked about the word mama. So mama is just another spelling for the word, like mom or mama. There's many different spellings. Some people say mum. So these are all different words for mother. It could also be a name, depending on your country. So different countries have different names, so it might be a person's name as well. Good. So Khalid said, I have many books in my library. That's a good one. Good. And Salula asked, which is the higher level? Pre-intermediate, upper intermediate, or intermediate? Oh, that's okay. I can answer that real fast. Let me just make a little list. So, beginner, pre-intermediate, intermediate, upper intermediate, and advanced. This is the lowest level, and this is the highest level. I hope that helps. So it starts, the lowest level is beginner, and then the highest level is advanced. Okay, and then these other ones are in the middle. Intermediate is the very, very middle. All right. Oh, good. Adam put all three of these words into a sentence. So let me write that here. I am about to take a day leave this morning from library bookkeeper. So I'm just going to change just a couple little things here. I'm about to take a day leave. And here we're using the word leave as a noun to mean like vacation, but that's possible. I might just say a day's leave this morning from, I might just say my job as a library bookkeeper. And bookkeeper together is one word. So good, very nice. Or Sally wrote, I waked up so early this morning. I'm just going to change your spelling there. I woke up so early this morning. Because this is an irregular verb. Wake, woke, woken. An irregular verb. All right, so great job. So great questions, great examples. Very, very nice. We have just a few minutes left. I just wanted to review for a few minutes the last grammar point that we studied. So the last grammar point that we studied last week, or not last week, earlier this week on Tuesday, we studied present passive. But I know present passive is a little bit difficult, so I just wanted to do one last review to make sure that we understand. So we learned two different ways to make the present passive. The first way that we learned is to make present simple passive. To make present simple passive, we put subject plus am is are plus verb 3. Verb 3 is like go, went, gone. Gone is verb 3. Or eat, ate, eaten. Eaten is verb 3. We also call this the past participle, if you know that word, but you don't have to know that word. Okay, so for example, we could say the computer is stolen. Or we can say my friends are loved. This is present simple passive. We also learned present continuous passive last time. To make present continuous passive, we put subject plus am, is, are, plus being, plus verb 3. So we can see that this and this are exactly the same. It's just we have one more word for the present continuous passive. We have the word being. So for example, we could say the computer is being stolen. And this one is present simple passive, and this one is present continuous passive. And I'll just give you a different example here too. We could say this class is being taught. Taught is the verb 3 for teach. Teach, taught, taught. All right, that's how to make present simple passive and present continuous passive. And just a little more general information. Passive is not really a grammar in the sense that it's not a tense, it's not an aspect. We can think of it as a style. So passive is a style that we can use for any grammar. We can use it for present, past, future. We can use it for simple, continuous, perfect. There are many different ways we can use the passive. So the opposite of passive is active. Active is the usual style we write sentences. So for example, if we write someone is stealing the computer, this sentence is active. Someone is stealing the computer. This sentence is active. And what active means, you can think of it as normal style, normal sentence style. But what it actually means is that the subject is the agent. An agent is the person or thing who does an action. So here the subject of our sentence is someone. Someone does the action. Someone is stealing. In a passive sentence, we switch the order so it's not usual order anymore. In a passive sentence, we make this part of the sentence the subject. So in a passive sentence, the computer is being stolen. This is passive. Here, oops, let me push this down on the next page so we can see it all together. So for the computer is being stolen, the subject is not an agent. The subject, the computer, is not doing anything. That's right. The person, someone, does an action, but here the computer is not doing anything. So it's the subject of the sentence, but it's not the agent of the sentence. Does that make sense? All right. Here the computer receives or gets the action, but it doesn't do anything. Does that make sense? All right. So I hope that helps for a quick review of passive. Passive can be very, very tricky. So again, I hope that helps. All right. And I want to say thank you to everybody for joining our class today. I had a great time talking about vocabulary with everyone today, and I hope to see all of you again in the future. And please come with all your questions. I always try to answer everybody's questions in the chat. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much, and goodbye.